Okay, so we can finally begin our coverage over the Ultimates with the first chapter. So let's not forget that our heroes had escaped into the future by 6 months by using a time machine. Because when you had Tony and Reed trying to recruit the different characters to fix the world the Maker had made, they were attacked by the Maker's Council. Now, currently on their team, they have Steve Rogers, who is still frozen, Thor, who is severely injured thanks to Captain Britain, and Lady Sif. Now, when it comes to our heroes, they have also been labeled as terrorists because back in the present day, the Maker's Cabal used a satellite to blow up Stark Tower and claim it was Tony and the rest of the team who had actually blew up the tower. Now, when it comes to our heroes, their main goal is to get ready for the return of the Maker, because the Maker is just trapped inside his city, but only for 2 years. Now, here's the problem, because when it comes to the Maker city, time moves differently. Time moves so fast there that 2 years here in our reality could be 2, 3, 4,000 years inside the city, which means the Maker could have the advantage here when it comes to reclaiming the world that he had built. But either way, our heroes only have 2 years to properly prepare the world for his return. And really, they only have 18 months because they traveled 6 months into the future. Now, when it comes to our heroes, they do have a time machine that they could use as a way to travel back in time, but there is a limit. They can only go back 6 months to the past, which means that has to be their starting point when it comes to trying to save the world, trying to get the world ready for the Maker's return. Now, when it comes to Tony, he feels like the best way to get the world ready is to undo everything the Maker has done when it came to different people who were supposed to be heroes. Let me explain. So when it came to the Maker, he made sure to make this world in his image, to make sure that certain characters did not become the heroes they were supposed to be. So for example, Peter Parker, he made sure that Peter would not become Spider-Man and not be bitten by a spider that would turn him into Spider-Man. And so when it comes to Tony, he says, let's undo all of that. All the different characters out there that he has stopped, we can fix that if we just go back 6 months to the past and give those people the option to join us. Give those people the opportunity to become the heroes they were supposed to be. Now, when it comes to Steve Rogers, he tells Tony, you are going at this the wrong way. You are trying to start a revolution. But let me tell you, when it comes to a revolution, it starts from the ground up. You just can't skip steps because you believe it's the right thing to do, because you are worried about what could happen 2 years down the road. If you are trying to start a revolution, you have to give those people a reason to fight. And usually when it comes to people being part of a revolution, it's because they have gone through something. They were damaged. They see the world being damaged. But here you are right now trying to skip that and say, hey guys, listen, you were supposed to be a hero, but it was taken away from you. And that is not fair. And so here I am right now trying to give you that opportunity back. That's not enough to give someone the motivation to get ready for a revolution. We have to do things differently. But Tony does not listen and goes on with his plan. And really, Steve was right, because when it comes to Tony's plan, what he did was he created 1,200 boxes to be sent out across the world. Each box given to one person who could make them a hero again like they were supposed to be. And we saw that before when it came to Peter Parker. He got one of those boxes and he became Spider-Man. But there were other people across the world who had also received those boxes as well. But here's the problem. Most of those boxes did not work out. Most of the people who were given the opportunity to become the hero they were supposed to be had died, or those boxes never made it to them. Now, apparently, only 2 boxes were actually accepted, and we know one of them was Peter Parker. It was Spider-Man. The question is, where did the other box go to that was actually accepted? Now, when it comes to Iron Man, he realized that he has to go at this differently. He just can't skip all those steps and hope it will work out. He has to take his time if he wants to be able to take down the Maker. But now we jump over to Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne. Now, we already know that these 2 characters are going to become the Wasp and also Giant Man. But here's the thing, right now they are not, because the Maker made sure that they would not have the opportunity to become the heroes they were supposed to be. And so currently they're just your regular exterminators going around killing golf bugs for different people. Now, I want to focus on Hank Pym because apparently this man has been having dreams, or possibly nightmares, where he has been talking to ants. And apparently those dreams, those nightmares have been going on for months. And that is our first clue that something is off about Hank. And honestly, we're going to figure out why here in a moment. Now, when it comes to Hank and Janet, when they are leaving their last job, they drive by Iron Lad, Tony Stark, and they're wondering why in the world is Iron Lad there for? Now, when it comes to Hank, as soon as he sees Tony, he begins to tell Janet, "You know I will never hurt you, right?" And you're kind of wondering, what does he mean by that? And so we kind of find out that Hank Pym actually received a message just like Peter Parker did from Iron Lad that informed him that he was supposed to be a hero, but that opportunity was taken away from him by the Maker. But also the Maker gave him brain damage as well. And really, when it came to Iron Lad, he sent that message to Hank and also Janet, but she never saw the message because he hid it. Now, when it came to Iron Lad's message, he also told Hank what he was supposed to be, supposedly a hero, but also a villain, a bad person who caused harm to other people in the original timeline for this reality. And so once he learned what he was supposed to be, a good guy, but also a bad guy, he declined the message from Iron Lad. He did not want to show Janet what he had saw because he was afraid of turning evil and possibly doing harm to her. Now, when it comes to the Ultimates, they are confronted by Captain Britain, who's part of the Council for the Maker. But here's the thing, when it comes to Iron Lad, when he gave out the different boxes, he made sure that each person still had the ability to become the hero they were supposed to be. So for Peter Parker, he put inside a spider that would give him the ability to become Spider-Man. And so when it came to the Wasp and also Ant-Man, he made sure in their box they also had the opportunity to become the heroes they were supposed to be. Now, when it comes to Janet, instantly she goes ahead and accepts the offer and becomes the Wasp and helps out the Ultimates to fight against Captain Britain and his forces. Now, when it comes to Hank Pym, he's still scared of the idea of becoming the person that he was supposed to be, this bad guy who could possibly do harm to his wife. But you have Steve Rogers tell him, "Listen, Hank, that is not your failure. I mean, it's his failures, not yours." Meaning that you still have a chance to make what's right for yourself. Yes, what you saw was another version of you being good and evil, but that was a version of you that's now lost in time. You now have the ability to become something completely different. So why not try to? And so you have Hank also accept Tony's offer, and he becomes Giant Man and killing off all the forces that came with Captain Britain. And so now the Ultimates are formed. But when it comes to Tony and the rest of the team, the job is not done yet. They still have to get the world ready for the return of the Maker. But this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.